Hello, guys, and welcome to News of the Week. Hope I'm in frame. Cat fight. Wow. Mikhaila, Peterson, and Candace Owens decide compete to see who's the biggest hypocrite. Guys, I'm enjoying some lovely. Well, it's a nice level of whiskey, Teeling whiskey, Irish whiskey. 3-year-old single batch, and I do like expensive whiskey. You know, I've spent up to about 80 quid on a bottle of whiskey, and I'm willing to spend up to about 100 quid on a bottle of whiskey. I'd be smoking a cigar now too, but I don't have my cutter with me. But I'm smoking stupid amounts of cigars these days. What the hell is going on, guys? What the hell is going on? Candace Owens got booted out of the Daily Wire for not being in favour of Israel's attacks on Palestine, or whatever the reason was. There's loads of debate. Oh no, she was actually not sorry. I'm not into all that. This is not what I have videos for. I enjoy drama, gossip, stories, and having fun. So that's what the point of the video is. It's not about facts and fucking logic and triggering snowflakes, okay? And what I will say about when somebody like Candace gets booted out, she has to start her own new venture again. So she has to take as much of her audience as she can with her. And drama is a great way to get attention. And so I think this Mikhaila Peterson feud is kind of part of that. This Jordan Peterson, Mikhaila Peterson feud. I mean, when two ladies are fucking having an argument with each other, as these two ladies are, and I'm going to get into what it is and all the rest of it. I always just think it's about they're both wanting to find out who's hotter than the other. Sexist! But I'm allowed to be sexist because these two ladies are so against the woke brigade and so against PC culture, and they actually like sexism and they aren't feminists at all, even though they're married women who have massive fucking careers and their entire fucking existence. They should get down on their knees every night and pray to the fucking feminist gods for their entire fucking life choices in life, because they live a fucking modern woman's life. But they make a living off being the traditional woman, even though they live by being the man. You get my fucking point, but let me tell you the facts. Guys, Candace is hotter. She's way hotter than Mikhaila. Mikhaila's awful. Mikhaila has had loads of fucking treatments done. I'm not an expert and I don't get fucking sued. But like, look at her here, look at her there. She ain't natural. It's awful. Candace is fucking beautiful. And I would love to be... I have a huge crush on Candace. If she was ever watching this or anything, I mean, I wanted to know, she's absolutely beautiful, stunning. And her husband's the luckiest guy on earth, and God bless the family and whatever. Why are they feuding, guys? They're feuding because Candace Owens releases a video in a polite way, in a faux polite way, disguising idle gossip as some kind of like academic, intellectual, Christian, caring curiosity about a fellow man, you know, saying kind of in a nice way that Jordan Peterson was a fucking drug addict, which he was. Just because a doctor gives you the drugs doesn't mean it's not drugs. Jordan Peterson was on benzos ended up in a Russian coma, for God's sakes. And that Jordan Peterson never adequately addressed the elephant in the room. He fucking wrote, his whole shtick is telling us all how to be organized people. But the minute his wife gets cancer, his 12 fucking rules go out the bleeding window. And he ends up on drugs, and he's in a coma in Russia, and he's fucking has the sweats, and he's like a junkie on O'Connell Street, and he can't move or breathe or do anything. And, we're kind of all like, bro, you told us how to live. If we live the way you told us to live, are we going to end up like that? Please reassure us. He never reassured us. He kind of swept over it. And ironically, he never took responsibility for it. That's his whole shtick is, Be responsible for cleaning your room. You know, it's like crazy. So while he was actually withdrawing on drugs and recovering, he wrote a second book, 12 More Rules for Life. I mean, that's even a bigger crime. I want to move on. Mikhaila says 1/5 of Americans are prescribed psych meds like my dad and I were. They're nearly impossible to get off and cause withdrawal so severe, especially after long-term use, that most people stay on them permanently, real Candace Owens. I hope you don't ever suffer the way he did coming off those meds, prescribed for an autoimmune disorder, by the way. Pretty sad clickbait for someone who calls himself a Christian. Not that it's surprising from somebody who says I'm not a flat round earther or flat earther or whoever, referring to this piece of garbage. She ain't happy. First of all, responsibility, responsibility, responsibility. What did my granny used to do when she sat me down on her lap? Why did you cover your face in dog shit and roll around like a fucking dog when you saw the dog doing it when you were 5 years old? The dog told me to do it. If the dog told you to jump off a cliff, would you jump off a cliff? I mean, it's the first thing you fucking learn. So take responsibility. You know when I learned that you couldn't trust fucking doctors? And this is just a personal story. This is my personal views. I'm not saying what you should do. But when I was 19 years old, had bad acne, was going to be prescribed Accutane, somebody I knew had been on it, said, oh, don't take that. It'll make you depressed. It'll destroy your life. I went to a nurse. I said, hey, this is what I've heard about this drug you're trying to put me on. Is this true? She poo-pooed me, dismissed me. I took the shit. 2 seconds later, I've dropped out of college and my life is destroyed. And then I go, I'm always going to be cautious about what other people, especially doctors, especially people in positions of authority, especially the educated, tell me. I'm always going to ultimately fall back on my common sense. Do I trust doctors? Yeah, overall. But if something doesn't smell right to me, I'm going to fucking go. You can't be 55 years of age taking fucking psycho meds. Pretty sad clickbait from someone who calls himself a Christian. Not that surprising from someone who says, I'm not a round earther or a flat earther, however. So this is something Candace has said. I'm not a round earther, I'm not a flat earther, I'm just an anti-science person, or whatever she said. Mikhaila Peterson is a dumbass for saying that, because that is not to do with the discussion. And why is she bringing it up? You can't just like say, oh, that other opinion you have 100 miles away from this argument. Distraction, look at that. This idiot said that 100 years ago about something that's 100 miles away that was fucking completely irrelevant. Oh, she's just a dumb bitch. This is my argument. That's the best you can do. How could you be so stupid? Mikhaila Fuller. Sorry, I got her name wrong. She has a new fucking second name every week. She gets a new husband every 5 minutes. The reason why she makes such a terrible argument is because this damning indictment of the integrity of the Petersons, despite the fact that Jordan Peterson's the most anti-affirmative action fucking guy ever, he affirmative actioned his fucking daughter all the way to the top, baby. She's a fucking nepo baby. That's why she makes a shitty argument. She would be considered a public intellectual if I'm not mistaken, but she's been fucking brought into the family biz. That's why she sucks. Candace also criticised Mikhaila for calling for the censorship of people who consider Jews filth or something like this. And it's like, fair enough, because the Petersons' whole shtick is like, free speech is really important. And Mikhaila, this fucking dummy, comes along and shits all over the brand by calling for censorship. It's like Adolf Hitler calling for fucking diversity quotas. I mean, it's unbelievably off-brand. Yes, I think the Nazis on X equating Jews with rats and using hashtags like filth should have more content moderation / censorship. No, I'm not retracting that statement. She gets fucking ratioed and then she retracts the statement. It's fucking crazy. I'm not anti-Jewish. I mean, I'm not really, please. You know the Talmud calls us cattle and beasts, right? But I'm guessing you're not going to promote censoring that, are you? So this guy's saying you're pro-Jewish, and you know a lot of people think Jews run America. I don't know anything about that. I'm not interested in that. I like the Jews because I've just read this book that actually really likes the Jews. I know fucking nothing about nothing. But I just read this book called Black Rednecks and White Liberals, and it's basically saying that Jews are one of many successful minorities that came up from the fucking dirt and have been historically discriminated against because they are offensively successful. And they literally outgraft everyone. That's why they're fucking successful. So shut the fuck up about Jews running everything. They run everything because they're fucking legendary. This was the philosophy that was put forward by Thomas Sowell. So I'm not anti-Jew, but like, let me just tell you that I've been in social media storms before. I know this channel is small, but I used to have a big channel on TikTok, you know. And it turns out like everything I ever said on TikTok, I was completely correct about. I've been vindicated about everything. But in the moment when you say the sky is blue and like the dumbasses are like, the sky was blue, actually, there was a little bit of cloud in the sky, so it's not fully blue, so you're wrong and you offended me. In the moment, it's actually quite fucking hard. It's quite fucking scary. Like, it's not scary, but there's an inherent wish in humans to be accepted properly, sort of. And like, when the world fucking turns on you, it's kind of scary, and you can tell Mikhaila was so scared that she made such a stupid tweet, she deletes it, and everybody roasts her. She gets ratioed, you know. 2.2k comments, 2.7k likes. But, okay, this tweet has just popped up. Mikhaila Peterson has been such a brand cancer for Jordan Peterson. I remember 6 months ago, Jordan reposted one of my videos where I talked about how women have useless jobs. Mikhaila Peterson took it personal and reminded her dad that she's super important to his business and I'm just a woman hater. It actually is ironic because she's been brand cancer to him, single mother, thirst traps, and now calling for censorship. It actually proves my point. Women tend to go into male-dominated industries, think they're smarter and more important than they are. Notice that she calls everyone low IQ, divorce their husbands, seek people in the industry, sue their employer, or in this case, destroy her dad's brand, use her sexuality to get out and half-naked pics she used to post. Nothing personal against her, but it's actually crazy to see my point, her prove my exact point I made in the video. I have to think how I would advise the family before, but they really should fire their PR person. Like, this picture of Mikhaila with Andrew Tate, after she'd, I suppose, maybe at the time she was divorcing her first husband, he has the hand either on the ass or just dangerously close to the ass. This is so bad for the brand. You know, Jordan Peterson, if he's the real deal, should have like raised like a sensible, happy 10 kids from one guy, married at 18, Christian, housewife, girl. But he does kind of have, whatever you think of it, a lady who multiple husbands, multiple kids, multiple fathers, multiple last names, multiple cosmetic procedures, busy beaver, you know what I mean? And I guess I saw this pod where she's talking about how she doesn't have sex with her husband when she's in work mode.
If I'm in the middle of a negotiation or something, or like, God forbid, I'm dealing with lawyers and something horrible, then like I'm in a different section of my brain. And like sex doesn't live there at all.
No, my work mode is a desert for sex.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
There is no sex that lives there.
It's like, oh God, I'm really glad I'm fucking single. The ironic thing about Mikhaila calling for censorship for people who call Jews rats or whatever is that Jordan Peterson had called this guy Nick Fuentes a rat. So that was the real gotcha moment, you know. Anyway, whose side am I on? I don't know. I don't care. I like everybody. I wish them all well. And it's all cringe. It's all cringe. Never be sincere online. Never focus on being sincere or right. Focus instead on being aloof and cool. It's way more sustainable. Because every time the wind blows, the masses will turn and flow, and people will change their minds, and you won't be cool anymore. You know? But no, listen, I'm standing by it. Candace Owens is hotter than Mikhaila. Way hotter. And both of these women have their entire lives to thank for feminism. So enough of the when I'm dictator, these women will have feminist written in their bios. Because the truth will be mandatory under my regime. You know, they're both working women. Both of their husbands are at home fucking changing nappies and ironing shirts while they're in the fucking oil rigs, you know, figuratively speaking, getting the job done and bringing home the bread. You know, and fucking Mikhaila's husband looks like 2017 Logan Paul. I mean, if that isn't a red flag, I don't know what is. I'm not a libtard. I'm not a concern. I'm just having fun. Thank you for watching News of the Week. Bye.